in general.
In general, right?
Hi, teacher.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Tower of Babel podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed the first one. We hope you guys ended up sharing it with your friends and everything. And welcome back. Once again, I'm Rocky Guerrero. This is my wife.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And we're the directors of Tower of Babel, Torre De Babel, Instituto de Idiomas here in Cochabamba, Bolivia. So, the first one came out. What'd you think? Did you watch it?
No, because I was in it. Did you watch it?
Of course.
You had to edit it.
I had to edit it. I had to watch it like 4 times. And then when it came out on YouTube, I had to make sure it's looking good on YouTube. Right. When it came out on Spotify, that was cool. We're on Spotify.
That was pretty cool.
That's
I liked
very
that.
Nice, yeah.
But no, I didn't end up watching it just because I was in it and I didn't want to get embarrassed and feel nervous. But no, I did have some students this morning tell me they listened to it, and that was really exciting. Shout out to you guys who listened to the first one.
Yeah, and so maybe we'll get some more of you guys. I also had some in my morning classes. I'm assuming probably more people in the afternoon classes just because we have more people who take it in the afternoon.
Yeah, there's a lot more students in those afternoon classes. But yeah, I'm excited to grow the audience of our students, and then also maybe potentially interested students or just people who have been interested in learning English outside of our school that can be involved in this.
Absolutely. So, if you or some people that you know, don't even.
Tú o alguien que conoces.
Don't even. But if you or somebody that you know actually does want to learn English, don't mock me.
It's not. It's just
I know.
We did the video so many times.
Yeah, it's a good one. It looked like the audio on it got really loud all of a sudden. I really hope not.
Sorry if we yelled at you guys.
I think that was you.
It might have been.
I almost guarantee it was you.
Probably.
Anyway, so, yes, welcome to the Tower of Babel podcast. That is the intro. I wanted to talk just today in general of our, general talk and also our cultural connection is we have some people who are here already talking about the podcast in classes. Some students, did they mention anything to you about are you guys going to do this? Are you guys going to do that? Or was it just general talk?
I didn't get any specific questions just yet. I got a lot of just congratulations and I listened to it.
Oh.
That was really exciting.
I already got my first sugerencia. My first
first
yeah.
Okay.
And so there's other podcasts that deal with English, obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to not everyone wants to, but there's people who want to learn English and are able to just let's talk about it here. And so there's some podcasts that deal with ESL and English as a second language. One of my students showed me, it's this lady who talks really slowly. She's talking at this level, and I'm gonna get closer to the camera, to the mic, because I'm gonna talk quiet. Ready? She's like, "Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast this week." And so she's talking very slowly. And so I'm curious, because we're both native speakers, one of my students was like, "You guys talk fast." And so obviously the captions help a lot, the subtitles help a lot, but do you think we could benefit from talking slower sometimes?
I don't know, because I know some of our students, especially some of our beginning students, I'm talking now slower, I don't know if you noticed. A
little bit, yeah.
I know some of our beginning students might benefit from that, but I also don't want to do a disservice to our students, because if you think about the audios that we listen to in class, they say "Hi Jen, how are you?" Right? And that's great for understanding the sentences and what they're saying, but native speakers don't talk like that. I don't know anyone who talks like that. And so I don't want to do them a disservice either by almost babying them with really slow, really understandable. I think that's what our audios in class are for.
Well, that's an interesting thing that we do in class. I know when you're talking in class, you talk way slower. When I'm in class, I talk way slower. And so then this podcast is, because we're both native speakers, we're talking at a quicker rate. We're talking quite a bit faster than we would talk in class. Can you give everybody an example of how you would explain what the word sublime means?
Sure. Sublime, the first thing Sublime makes me think of is the Nirvana album. It's a Nirvana album, right?
No.
Oh. Sublime makes me think of Nirvana for unexplained reasons. Because sublime is that's a hard word you gave me. Sublime is a really incredible, an ecstatic experience where you're like, wow, this is incredible, this is great. And it makes me think of Ryan Gosling and Barbie.
Sublime!
Because I don't know what he says in Spanish, but I don't remember what she says to him to provoke it either. The only thing in my memory is he's like, will you excuse me for one moment? And he steps behind the wall and he goes, sublime!
Sublime!
Which is not a normal thing we say.
No, but it just means great. Yeah. Fantastic.
Like incredible. It's like a higher level of like, wow, like I'm on cloud 9. I'm incredible. Everything's great.
I'm on cloud 9? Are we eventually gonna do one about like weird sayings?
That was actually what I wrote down earlier. I think that's why it's in my head now.
That makes sense.
But for my like basic 1 classes that I teach, I do speak a lot slower, right? Yeah. But my students in intermediate 1 and above, this is how I talk to them. And so sometimes I'll give instructions and I'm like, good, solid, and they're like, teacher, please, what did you say?
Please, what did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Back to the topic of like, okay, talking fast and stuff like that. One of my students was like, you guys talk really fast. You should see like if you can slow down certain parts of it, which I'm open to discussing of like, oh, like when we do the teaching segment, you're going to talk slower.
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
But as I was listening, and I wonder if you guys know this, I don't know if you guys listen to podcasts. I know you do. I listen to podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
And in it, I noticed that we're very new in podcasts because there's a lot of dead space in between when I say something and when you say something. There's like this little like...
I don't want to interrupt you.
I know, but it's super weird because like I was listening to other podcasts just throughout this week as I was editing this one and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are on it, like just like bam, 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 bam. Like they're just talking back and forth the entire time. And so tying that into now ESL, okay, we are talking a little bit slower than regular podcasts. However, we're still talking fast for English. And so, like, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Do you think that we speak too fast?
The thing is, I don't know if it's too fast. Like I said, I think it's really beneficial for anybody when you're learning a second language to hear the way native speakers speak. Because I think I talked to you guys a little bit last time about how I learned Spanish. And when we lived in Montana, like I told you guys, there were pretty much no people that I could practice my Spanish with. I somehow got a job as a translator. And I was translating for a family from Honduras and people from Venezuela. And I couldn't understand anything they said. It was great. It was horrible. I couldn't understand anything because I had never been exposed to native speakers from that country specifically, or just the speed at which they talk. Right?
Yeah. And I mean, so we find that even because let's cultural connect now. Here in Bolivia, Cochabamba, people from Cochabamba, Cochabambinos, they talk at a rate that's very, in my mind, normal. Like, it's the correct Spanish rate. Cuando están hablando así de este modo. Boom, it's there. It's just like, yeah. But then you go to, like, Santa Cruz, and all of a sudden they're talking 2 times faster than Cochabambinos with a slightly different accent. And I know that Bolivians know this for a fact. They're like, no, the Paseño accent, the Cochabambino accent, and the Cruceño accent are extremely different. The United States has the same thing. It's a little bit more spread out.
Yeah.
Like
but I think like things, not necessarily cities.
What do you think the biggest 3 regions? Because in Bolivia you got Paseño, which is slower. Right. You got Cochabambino, which is, in my mind, it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you have Cruceño, which is fast, you know.
Right.
What do you think imitates that in the United States?
I think the big 3, I've got to say the South. The South of the is
slow, medium, or fast?
How do people from the South talk? Slow. You talk really slow if you're from the South, to my knowledge. Think about like all my students, when I say I was born in Alabama, they think about Forrest Gump because he's from Alabama. So that makes me feel really good.
That's horrible.
But like people from the South, I feel talk a little bit slower.
Okay, I'll agree with it. I don't know if I trust it. I'll trust it. I don't know if I agree with it.
Okay, sure. The thing is, I haven't traveled to a lot of places in the United States, which is kind of embarrassing because I'm from there.
Well, one of these days, there's a day coming up soon where we're going to talk about travel.
Ooh, nice.
And dude, like the differences between people here being able to occasionally travel to other cities and stuff like that versus in the United States, like you're lucky if you get to leave the state and go and do some stuff and...
Yeah, it's very... We'll get into that at that point. But the other accents, the other one that comes to mind, too, but they're both in the same kind of region. are like an old New York accent, like an old Brooklyn accent.
Okay.
And,
Hey.
Yeah, I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking
Hey,
here.
I'm walking here. Give me a joint. That's Philadelphia.
A joint?
A joint. And then like Boston. I always think of Goodwill Hunting, like Pakikan Harvard Yard.
And I would say that's fast.
That's really fast, yeah.
Because when they
speak
get
really
going,
quickly.
like to Boston, people from Boston, Bostonians.
I don't understand what they're saying at all.
No,
It's not English.
they're moving, like they're speaking fast. In my mind, I was gonna say that people in the South actually talk faster, and then as you get further north, it's like, oh, okay, they're talking slower and talking slower, with the exception of the East Coast, because the East Coast in
That's its
general
own thing.
talks fast. Like
Yeah.
they're quick talking, you know, a little bam bam. But if I had to say like, okay, you know, what's a state that's gonna be talking slower? Wyoming.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
people
like in
from Wyoming-
Montana we speak relatively slow. One thing that comes to mind for me too is like Chicago accent of like da Bears.
Oh, like
Chicago.
actual
yeah, Skyline
Midwestern.
Chili, yeah.
Skyline chili, is that
Yeah,
a thing?
yeah.
Oh,
It's
but
a
yeah,
thing from Chicago.
I would agree with you. I think that people in the Northwest do definitely, they talk a little bit slower with
Midwest.
their little accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I say?
The Northwest.
Oh, same thing. Mid and Northwest, because Chicago is north.
Yeah, but Northwest is like
Yeah.
like Oregon and
Yeah.
like Washington. When I also think of like California, like surfer style, like beach California, not necessarily like city. I think of them speaking a lot slower too. A lot of like bro, chill. I don't know if that's stereotypical.
That's
That might be
probably
offensive.
stereotypical.
Yeah.
I mean, I really doubt we have any surfer dudes
Probably
listening
not.
thus far.
Apologies to any surfer dudes or surfer girls.
Very nice. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to talk about the speed in which we talk, the cultural connection between like how different it is for Bolivia to be able to have a slower talking, a medium paced speed of talking, and then a quick speed of talking. But then there's also like different intonations within it. Tarijeños, people from Tarija, speak like it's poetry, is what we've been told a
Singing,
lot.
yeah.
I've only been there once, and it was when I was a lot younger. I didn't really notice, but apparently, when they speak, they have a very good flow to what they say. And I would say that it's just as dramatic in the United States as it is in Tarija. I mean, there's so many different. It just depends on where you go. You're going to be finding so many different accents, which makes it hard when you're learning a new language. Like what you said, like when we were staying with the Honduran family, like, holy cow, Hondurans talk really fast.
They talk fast. They also just have different words for things. And my Spanish, I just couldn't understand. I don't know if I could understand them now after having lived here in Bolivia, because the accent is easier here for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go for
I'm
it.
going to cut us off there. It is now Lauren's learning segment.
Lauren's learning segment. Is that what we decided to call it?
I don't know.
Lauren's learning.
It's your segment. You got to decide what it's called. But tell
Lauren's
us a little bit
learning
about what we
land.
talked about last time, and then tell us what we're doing today.
Yeah.
You got
so,
like 8 minutes.
Great. Last time was kind of our introduction. Last time we only talked about meat and potatoes. I don't know if you guys remember what meat and potatoes is. Rocky, since I taught it to you, do you want to give a little explanation of what meat and potatoes, or just the meat of something means?
All right. Meat and potatoes. This is a phrase, an expression that we say in the United States, and I'm assuming all over the different English-speaking countries, but specifically the United States, when we're talking about the most important aspect of something. The example that we used last time was the meat and potatoes of energy drinks is caffeine, right? The most important part of it is caffeine. Or if we're talking about, the most important things, it usually means the basics. The basics of soccer is good footwork.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying the basics, the meat and potatoes of soccer, football, is good footwork.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure you got good footwork.
Absolutely. And so that's kind of what we look at with like a lot of these phrases that we're going to use. Today is focusing on food. That's why we kind of got started with meat and potatoes last time. And a lot of them have multiple different uses. So this first one we're going to get into is not my cup of tea.
Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Not my cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea. So, Rocky, do you want to take a guess, take a stab at what you think this means?
Not my cup of tea. Maybe when you grab something that isn't yours, or like if what if I accidentally take somebody else's keys and I'm like, oh, not my cup of tea. Is that what it is?
You're really close. That's a good guess. So, not my cup of tea refers to something that just isn't my favorite, right? So, the reason we get this is because there's multiple different types of tea, right? Here you guys have like all kinds of mates and things, right? So maybe I like chamomile or I don't know, hibiscus, right? And you like green tea.
Love green tea.
Yeah, these are not your cup of tea. So for example, I grew up playing soccer, football. I love soccer. I could say basketball just isn't my cup of tea, right? It's not for me. I don't enjoy it, right?
So it's just something that I would say like maybe you don't hate, but
Yeah.
it's something you just don't enjoy.
Yeah, it's something that like you're not directly opposed to it. You don't hate it, but it's not your favorite. You're not going to choose to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like an example, because I know we just used tea itself, and then you just talked about soccer. Like, does this extend to anything? Can you talk about food being not your cup of tea?
Absolutely. You could say, for example, I don't like spicy food. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like it very much. It's not that I hate it. It's not that I'll refuse it if I'm offered it, but it's not my cup of tea, right? It's not for me. Okay, this next one we have moving. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
I was just gonna say I liked that you put that like, oh, it's not my favorite, but I won't reject it, and that could be just Bolivia getting in you, right? Do not reject food.
Yeah.
If somebody invites you. If somebody
We don't say that in English.
te invita, or they
offer you.
Thank you.
Yep.
They offer you food. You don't reject it.
No, never.
Is that just because you're trying to be nice, or are you saying that, oh, when you're using not my cup of tea, it's usually about things that like you don't like, but you will still do?
Yeah, that's more what it's for. It's just not my cup of tea. Meaning it's, you know, I'm not going to choose it. I won't seek this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right.
Okay, this next one we have is in a nutshell, right? So like nuts come in a shell. Think about like a peanut, right? It has an outside shell. Rocky, do you want to take some kind of guess at what you think this might mean? What context we could use it?
Correct or incorrect?
Give me an incorrect.
Incorrect. I'm gonna always give you guys some incorrect, because what this means to me in a nutshell would be like, oh, something in a hard to reach place. Like my emotions are in a nutshell.
Oh, you're really good at these incorrect guesses.
Thanks.
Um,
That's horrible.
You're close. In a nutshell means that something is summarized, right? We're going to make like a short summary of something. So after talking about this podcast, like this segment, we could say, in a nutshell, we use various types of food idioms or food sayings, food metaphors, to say different things. Right?
Oh, so it's a way to be able to summarize, is what you just said. So I can tell a bunch of people a bunch of information and then be like, in a nutshell, and then tell them like what the real meaning of what I'm trying to say is.
Yeah, so it's similar to meat and potatoes,
Okay.
except in a nutshell is more the general summary. It's very vague, whereas the meat and potatoes is like the main thing, the primary thing. In a nutshell is more vague.
In general.
In general, right?
Okay.
You're giving the synopsis of something.
Ooh, big word.
Big word.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay,
All
excellent.
right, give us another.
Okay, this is
I
our
think
next
we got
one.
time for one more. I'm gonna
Okay.
check the time real quick.
I made a list of so many. I have so many prepared. Okay. This one I think is pretty simple. So if we can have time to do another one, I would love to after this one.
Sure.
This one, it's a piece of cake.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is nice and sweet. I like this one.
Piece of
It's a
cake.
piece of cake. Rocky, take a guess as to what you think it might mean. Parentheses,
Piece of-
incorrect.
Piece of cake.
What's a piece of cake? If I say that test was a piece of cake.
I can't think of anything. Like, if I were to translate this directly, pedazo de torta, what is that? It's pretty?
That's not a bad guess, right? So a piece of cake means something is easy, right? It's like if I hand you a piece of cake and it's just sweet and easy and you eat it,
Oh.
right? So I could say, like I said, that example I gave you, that test was a piece of cake. Means
Ooh.
it wasn't hard.
It was just easy.
It was easy. So easy, it's sweet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something that might help you guys to think about it. If something is so easy, it's almost sweet.
Something is so easy, it's almost sweet. So just super easy. Do these have to be things that are easy for everybody or just for me? Like, can I say that test was a piece of cake for me?
I suppose you could. It just sounds a little funny.
Why wouldn't I say that?
It's when we say piece of cake, it more references things in general. But if you want to say like, I could say for me, I wouldn't say for me. I guess rather I would say like, let's do school subjects, for example. Science is a piece of cake, but math is hard, right?
So
Someone could disagree with me, but by me just saying this, I'm already stating my opinion.
So you're making a generality. You're not saying this is for me. You're saying in general, walking is a piece of cake. You know? Oh, test specifically is a piece of cake, because you wouldn't say tests are a piece of cake.
No, it's specific about specific things, but I'm saying it's easy. It's simple.
In general.
Yeah. Do we have time for one more?
I think we just surpassed the time, and I want to talk a little bit about, so students, if you guys are listening, thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys learned some new stuff. There is the Tower of Babel podcast box where you guys can put your suggestions, your questions, anything you don't understand. If you want more details on something, put those questions in that box, because at the end of every episode, we're going to take one of them out, maybe more than one of them out, and answer them, talk about them, and stuff like that. So if you guys want to, it's right over there where Marita usually sits. And those of you who aren't students here, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something. And hey, if you're ever in Cochabamba, Bolivia, Tower of Babel is for you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
Stay immersed.
Immerse yourself.
Immerse yourself.